What's going on, beautiful people? It is I, your flying locomotive and faster than a speeding bullet SuperCliff, coming at you live with a brand new video. So in case you guys didn't know, we have a little romantic comedy hitting theaters in March. That being, of course, Dune Part 2. Spoilers, it's not a romantic comedy. With that said, however, prior to Dune Part 2's release, I figured I'd make a video on why you, person watching this video, should read FrankHerbert's Dune series. For in the sandy video, get it, sand?
I don't like sand.
I will give you, the people, reasons why Dune is a must-read. But before we dive into the Dune universe, House Atreides, and everything sandworm related, if you are new to the channel, then smash that like and subscribe button. That way you guys never miss out on anything that happens on this majestic channel. So what are you waiting for? Let's raise the bar and go full on Super Saiyan. Hit that subscribe button. Thus, without further ado, let's get into it. Reason 1. Dune has inspired everything you probably like. Are you a fan of Star Wars? A fan of A Song of Ice and Fire? Avatar? The Wheel of Time? If that's the case, then you can start praising FrankHerbert, because if it wasn't for Dune, us nerds probably wouldn't have all these popular worlds and stories to gush over on. When it comes to Star Wars, it's filled with influences. The desert planet of Tatooine was totally inspired by Dune. The planet Arrakis, one of the main settings in the series, very sandy. Also sandworms, kind of like a Sarlacc pit. Remember when Han Solo was a spice smuggler for crime lord Jabba the Hutt? Well, in Dune, the most important resource is the spice from Arrakis. The Jedi, their abilities to use the Force. Roots of that come from Dune, specifically with regards to the group known as the Bene Gesserit. Instead of the Force, they use something called the Voice, pre-version of Jedi mind tricking. In terms of A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, there's a political side to it as well. In the world of Dune, feudal houses control various planets. There's also loads of history and similarities of rivalries between houses like House Stark and House Lannister. In Dune, it's House Atreides, which is what inspired House Stark. And House Harkonnen, well, they paved the pathway forward for House Lannister. For characters and what said characters mean for the universe, the implications of characters, Duke Leto is basically the original Ned Stark. Very honorable and deep down, a good guy. But like in Game of Thrones, if you chop off Ned's head, well, shit's gonna hit the fan. The xenomorph spaceship that we see in Ridley Scott's Alien, its gothic architecture was inspired by Dune. House Harkonnen, who are the baddies, utilize a gothic-esque feel for their outfits, ships, and buildings. So yeah, a lot of things that helped inspire a ton of popular franchises today. The influence of Dune are there, and many there are. Reason 2. Dune is a soft sci-fi. Now, what do I mean by soft sci-fi? Check it. A lot of times in science fiction, while yes, human characters can be involved in the plot, the character side isn't the focus. For instance, a book like The World of Worlds by H.G. Wells, yes, there's a narrator in the book, but he's not the primary focus. The narrator is a vehicle for the reader. The main focus is the concept, the existence of a race intelligent enough to invade Earth, and how we as humans on Earth would respond and or defend. In Dune, though it takes place in a science fiction setting, filled with various aliens, space travel, and scores of planets and concepts, the characters are the focus. All of the space stuff is important, but it's not the main focus. Dune is filled with a lot of great characters, all ranging from various levels of intrigue. Different perspectives, if you will. And hey, if you enjoyed Dune, and you weren't a massive fan of science fiction to begin with, because Dune was a soft sci-fi, it might get you more interested in the genre. Reason 3. Philosophical concepts. FrankHerbert's Dune not only provided a universe filled with amazing planets, factions, and characters, but he's also asking questions all throughout, while also touching on many themes such as fate versus free will, the power of religion, false saviors, and colonization. However, unlike in today's world where a lot of shows and movies can tend to hit you over the head with the messaging, in Dune, it's done in a way where the book is never telling you what to believe or how you should believe. It's simply asking you, the reader, a question. Should we as people put all our faith into the concept of a chosen one? Like, imagine whatever religion you practice, a chosen one was involved and he or she walked into your room to make a cup of coffee. You as the person, how would you react? Should you trust in a chosen one? Should a person embodying perfection be given power? Now, FrankHerbert was also known for being very against our dependency on oil and fossil fuels. And so one of the main driving forces in Dune is having control of Arrakis' spice, because the spice in the world of Dune allows space travel to happen. And because the universe depends on space travel in order to, for trade and to travel across the universe, Arrakis has to be colonized because it's the only place where spice can be made. much like oil, where it can only be derived in a desert-esque region, aka the Middle East. And reason 4, Dune is a completed series. Nothing bugs me more when you have a writer who has created a very lived-in world filled with lore, politics, and ancient history, where he or she has written books that are incredible and filled with rich characters, only for them to, have written 4 to 5 books deep into the series, and their last book hasn't been out since 20 years ago. And yes, I am looking at you, George R. R. Martin, you and your stupid Winds of Winter. Oh, and hey, Patrick Rothfuss, fuck you. The doors of stone. Anyways, with Dune, you won't have to have that issue. The main 6-book series is complete, with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Oh my god, such a glorious feeling. Also, if you do read all 6 books, there's tons of comics, prequel books, and a lot of other things to check out. Basically, you will never go hungry with Dune. So yeah, as always, I'm a majestic sayer over at SuperCliff, and if you guys are new to the channel, then do me a solid by smashing that like and subscribe button, and also the notification bell so you'll never miss out on an upload, and so you'll always be kept up to date with your favorite top tier books, comics, whatever your heart's desire in this majestic creative world. Now tell me, what are your thoughts and opinions on Dune? What are your thoughts on the series? Are you guys excited for Dune Part 2? For me, that's my most anticipated movie of 2024. So yeah, whatever you feel or don't feel, let me know down in the comment section below. And until the next video, peace. Fear is the mind killer. Giggity goo.